supporting you in your dog parenting journey. The Dynamic Dog Owner with Debbie Potter. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Dynamic Dog Owner, the podcast designed to support you, the dog parent, in your dog parenting journey. So as you'll know, if you've listened before, we talk about the human side and the practical lifestyle part of training on the podcast rather than the how-tos. The how-to is all covered in our Pawcademy, an online training platform, and we do offer virtual online coaching too, but the podcast is more about the life that goes with dogs, helping us to be the best dog parent we can possibly be. And something that we're going to talk a little bit about today, very brief episode I think today, unless I go off on a waffle, is about how your life with your dog doesn't have to look like somebody else's. Because we are all have it drummed into us. I don't know where it comes from, but it's kind of like an expectation that we just expect that we should be doing what everyone else does. We should be able to take our dog to a cafe. We should be able to take them everywhere with us. We should be able to take them on 2 walks every single day. And if you're not doing all those things, then your dog isn't living their best life. You aren't the best parent, etc. So today's podcast is very much going to be a little bit of a reminder that your dog's life doesn't have to look like everybody else's, because you are an individual. Your dog is an individual. Your family, your lifestyle is individual. It is unique to you, and your dog is unique. Therefore, your lifestyle with your dog should be different to everyone else's. It shouldn't look the same, because everyone is different. Think about yourself and compare yourself to 5 or 6 people. Is your life exactly the same as them? Probably not, because everybody does something different. We all have different jobs. We all have different lifestyles in terms of the dynamics of who's in your family. You have different hobbies, different interests, different patterns. So some people work early shifts, some people work late, some people work a standard 9 till 5. Some people like to exercise before going to work, some people like to exercise in the evening. Some people don't like to exercise at all. Some people have hobbies that take them out and about in the house, out and about. Other people have hobbies that are at home. So we know our lives look very different to somebody else's. Therefore, and we don't judge that. We don't say, oh, I'm not living the right life, whatever, because it doesn't look like somebody else's. We are happy generally with our life and how we do things. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. And knowing that, I think obviously it comes with time, doesn't it? Because you do have a little phase when you're growing up where you want to be like everyone else. But then as you get older, you go, I'm me. Fuck it. I do me. I don't care. Like for me now, I'm like, do I have to go out? Seriously? Can we not just stay in front of the telly watching a film, crocheting and cuddling the dogs? I'm very happy doing that. I don't need to go out. I don't need to be with people. I don't need to go out and have fun. I'm quite happy at home in my garden as well. That's me in a nutshell. But when you're younger, you do want to catch up with other people and be more social and meet the expectations of the world. Now, when it comes to our dogs, we can easily fall into this trap of expecting our dog's life to live like every other dog's, because until we really get to know dogs and the variety of dogs that are out there, we are easily fooled into thinking that a dog's life should be the same as everybody else's. They get up, they go for their morning walk, they come home, they sleep, they have their lunch, they have their dinner, they have their meals, they go for another walk in mid-afternoon, hey presto. Because that was the norm hundreds of years ago, hundreds, probably not hundreds, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. That was the norm. That's what your dog did. But I think as we've evolved as people, we now recognise that every dog is different, every family and lifestyle is different, and therefore so the needs of every dog. So the main aim of today's podcast is that your life with your dog doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It is yours. And the main thing is that you work out what your dog needs and that their daily life matches what they need. And it's okay if this is different. So personally, you guys all know, I have 3 dogs. Now, people will assume that therefore this is the life of my dogs and it fits into my life. So, whatever I do with them. But it doesn't, because each dog needs something different. And that's just within my family unit. So if you think about that, it's the same lifestyle in terms of me. It's the same time commitments, etc. So the environment that they're living in and the lifestyle of our family that they're living in is the same. But each dog needs something different and it's tailored to their individual needs. So Rem, my middle dog, he needs to go out more than the others. Few reasons. One, he's a working line breed. So generally he is more energetic. He has more energy. He likes to be busy. He doesn't like to just do nothing. He's getting better as he gets older. But equally, he doesn't wee, or he rarely wees, and definitely will not poo unless he's absolutely desperate in the garden. So he has to go out for walks. So he also, when he was younger, had separation anxiety, so he had to come out with me quite a lot. So he leads quite a busy life. He will go out for 2, 3, 4 walks a day. Sometimes they're just a quick toilet break, but he has to have a big long walk to go to the toilet, to empty everything, and for his mental stimulation too, for sniffing. So generally his life is potentially a quick morning walk if I'm going to work, then my husband takes him for a proper walk, and then he goes out with all the other dogs. And then he'll go out again in the afternoon. So he will go out multiple times in a day. He wants to be busy. Now, I'm lucky. He generally, because of his issues when he was a younger puppy, he walks really nicely on the lead, and he's quite centered on me. So we can go quite a few places together. I don't have to worry about his behavior in public, apart from settling at cafes, because that's a complete waste of his life in his eyes. But we're getting there. We did it recently, and he actually chilled out in a cafe for like 20 minutes. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's the hardest thing, doing nothing. So for him, his life's quite busy. Now compare that to one of my other dogs, completely different. Let's look at the youngest dog, Fred. He generally is quite chill. He's like, no walk, I ain't bothered. So he'll happily go for a walk, but he'll happily stay at home and not have a walk. So in like heat wave that we're just experiencing in the UK right now, he is happy to have 2 or 3 days with no walk. He's happy mooching around the garden. He's happy snoozing. When he does go out on a walk, again, he doesn't like to go to busy places. So he doesn't want to go on a walk with Rem. I take them all separately. He doesn't want to go where Rem goes. He doesn't want to walk as intently as Rem does. He wants to do different stuff. He's a little bit nervy. He's a little bit wary of the world. So I take him to places where I know he's going to succeed. And I've also started recently trying to run with him. It's going quite well, actually. And I think I may have found his thing. So for him, I can't take Rem running because Rem's like, what the hell are you doing? Where's this energy coming from? And goes a bit crazy. But Fred's on it and absolutely loves it. His walk will be a quiet, if we're not going for a run, his walk will be a quiet wander, taking in the world, building up his confidence. If he were to go on Rem's walk, he would not enjoy it. And Rem wouldn't enjoy his walk. Now, my eldest dog, naturally, he's the eldest of them all. He's a little bit older. He's a little bit slower. He generally has really crap DNA. He's got arthritis. He's got tight shoulders. He's got muscle issues that happen. He is, getting older, and he's not as fit and healthy as he was. His brain is there, but his body's like, come on, let's have a break. He doesn't want to go on either of the other two's walks. They're too intense, they're too busy. He needs a gentle, quiet potter around, having a sniff, catching up on the news, and that's it. 5-10 minutes, he's happy as Larry. So each one of my dogs needs something very, very different. And therefore, I do walk them separately, independently of each other. I take one out at a time if I'm going on a walk with them, because they get what they need from their walk. Now, Dave, that might only be once or twice a week. He gets his solo walk with me. Rem, it might be twice a day. Fred might be, say, 4 or 5 times a week. So each one gets a different volume of walk, a different quantity of walk, different experience when they're on a walk, because they all want something different. Now, I do take them all out together, and they just go together to a fence field, normally to check our work fields, do some pooler checking and that kind of stuff. And they all just potter around at their own pace, doing their own thing. So they get time together, no rules, and then their actual exposure to the world is solo. Now, that may seem like it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work because they each need something different, but they're getting what they need to meet their life, to meet their requirements. So I always think it's a little bit like hobbies. I love crochet and gardening. And I think everybody else should love them. And I'd love to teach everyone else to love them because they're my thing that I'm passionate about. Other people would go, I've concreted my garden, I'm not interested. And they wouldn't want to learn how to do gardening, which is absolutely fine. That's fine because they have something else they're interested in. Naturally, you want to share your passions with other people. But everyone's passions are different. Now, I recently tried to teach someone to crochet. They said, oh my God, I'd love to crochet. And I was like, it's honestly the most relaxing thing in the world. You can do it while you're watching telly. You don't even have to watch it. You just get into it and you just crochet away. You can have a conversation. You can still live your life. So I find it really useful because I get a little bit bored. My brain needs to be busy. So just sitting around watching a film, I'm bored. Sitting and doing nothing in the garden, I can't do that. Sitting on a train, sitting on a long car journey, I crochet because it keeps me busy. So I was like, you can take it anywhere. Now we sat down and tried to teach her to crochet. She found it the most confusing, awkward, like coordination. It was just awful. She said, I absolutely hate it. Now that's fine. I loved it. I tried to teach her. She thought she'd love it and went, nope, this isn't for me. Because everyone is different. And that is absolutely fine. We accept that as people. We need to remember to accept that for our dogs and remember that every dog walk is going to be different for each dog. So think about your dog. Think about what they enjoy. Think about what their walk does for them. And is their time out of the house what they find beneficial, valuable, and what they're going to enjoy? Because that's the most important thing. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about what anyone else is thinking, what anyone else's opinions. What does your dog enjoy? And see if you can make sure that your walk is fulfilling that need. Don't worry about what anyone else's looks like. Worry about what your dog's walk looks like, and it's the right walk for them. As I said, brief episode, but I just want to get that point across. As always, any questions, any thoughts, any topics you want to talk about on the podcast, message us, comment, let us know, because we want the podcast to be as useful and as beneficial for you. So message, get in touch. What would you like us to discuss? And we'll do it. As always, if you think this episode will be beneficial for someone else, hit share, send it over to them, and have a lovely week, and I'll catch up with you really soon.
If you love listening to the podcast, why not check out the Pawcademy for practical dog training advice and how-to videos. The hub is broken down into sections, and hundreds of pre-recorded videos are there for you to start watching whenever you choose. You can watch them back as many times as you like. You also get to talk to other community members and discuss your training and benefit from live Q&As with myself where you can get your questions answered. Why not make use of our 3-day free trial where you can access all of the content on the hub absolutely free for 3 days. The link is in the description below, so do check that out, and I can't wait to see you in the hub.
Thank you for listening to The Dynamic Dog Owner with me, Debbie Potter. See you next time.